Oh yeah, I know. I hello there. So I seen there's some people there, out fucking, existing and all that jazz there. Okay, so so anyways, there's a certain individual situation here who wants to fucking say hi. Yeah, no. Uh, why? Hello, everyone. It's me. Um, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is the stream, and there are zero people watching currently. I posted it. Um, so I'm just kind of noodling until someone decides to fucking say a thing or something. Uh so anyways, about them Steelers. Yeah, there's certainly it's either a team, they sports ball. They played they done do the sports. Okay, I sound far more intoxicated than I actually am. Let's be realistic. So, do not touch my nipple.
Sorry. It's just hanging there.
I There's about to be a live stream domestic dispute.
It's so pretty.
Get the fuck out of my house.
What if we had sex on a live stream?
No.
Okay. I love you.
Yeah, well, go the fuck home.
I live here.
No, I live here.
I live here.
You just stay here.
I shit on this bed when you're not home.
Well, for anyone who's watching this part back, well, now we know why I'm so angry all the time.
What?
Here, let me fucking. Maybe I should put this out more or something. Oh, oh, jeepers. Okay, here, let me fucking copy this here, and we're gonna fucking go. We're going over to Discord. Oh yes, hello. I'm still okay, Borgs. Hey, don't fucking take my spit bottle. I need that.
I was just looking at it.
It's mine. I need that. You're okay. My personal property. It's not private property. No, the spit bottle.
Oh.
Look, I don't believe My internet killed it. Hold on 1 second. So, anyways,
You tickle.
okay, this is what it's like living with the tisms.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. You're fine. I'm so mad at you. I'm gonna fucking beat my underage fucking sex slave. Ooh. Oh wow, no. Oh shit, I said the quiet part out loud because that's what's happening. Oh no.
I'm 16 and Cat's 38.
I just look like I'm 38. You shut your fucking whore mouth. I'm gonna fucking put you back in the basement.
No, I don't want to go back in the basement.
Get in the basement.
There's rats.
Yeah, I'm putting you back in the basement. I'm taking that picture for William Freeman. Shut up, get in the basement, or
No. Feel like Knock's daughter.
I just want everyone to know that was not me.
I'm sorry, I'm autistic. Don't clip that.
Dear whoever is watching this back, I say that wasn't me. I was just I wasn't eating soup this time. That was my boyfriend.
No, Will said it.
Shut your mouth hole. I'm not. Why are you so sweaty?
Because I'm fat. I got meat sweats.
Okay, well, my boyfriend apparently has the meat sweats. I don't know. I'm gonna end this if no one fucking. Boo, grr. I'm fucking get in here, you fucking piece of shit. The link's in the description. Come on.
Come on in.
You understand? People can hear you.
People like me more than they like you, so this should be the bug show.
Yeah, except it ain't. It's the fucking cat show. No, going to bed. Wait, weren't you having a stream earlier where y'all were talking about guns and shit? I have a vague reminiscence of that. The Bug Show, trademarked. Yeah, no, this is fucking heinous. Well, actually, this one's fucking more heinous than me most of the time.
Always heinous in the motel.
Could you not?
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
Am I gonna have to go to my office? Oh, okay. Okay, now you'll shush. It was the Bug Show for a hot minute there with the fucking, talking about a certain individual situation. So anyways, I'm just fucking talk about stuff, doing things, you know. Yeah. Um so anyways, it's been like a fucking weird time, man. You know, it's been like fucking weird out here and shit. You know, people have been like doing shit, saying shit, and good night, my ass, motherfucker. Talk at you at some point, eh? Anyways, I'm back. People are weird, man, and I'm one of the weird people. You know, this whole everything is fucking weird. Why do people exist? I guess is the question. What how do people get to where they are? I mean, I know it's some combination of nature and nurture, but like even then, after that point, people like change and like have different thoughts and shit. And like different ways they go about things. How does that rightly happen? Like, how do people actually make their opinions? Because like I don't really qualify as a person. I don't think. I mean, I'm a human, but I don't rightly think I qualify as a person. My opinions were forged in, you know, the gutters that I chose. Which, to be fair, look, the gutter didn't choose me. I didn't choose the gutter. We chose each other. The gutter doesn't need me, and I don't need the gutter. But, like, we both work so much better with each other. And, you know, I'm going to say, you know, the world does need more spinach and less motherfuckers like me. I've said that before. That's a quote. Not from me. It's a quote from someone else. But, you know, the world needs more spinach and not more motherfuckers like me. However, the world does need motherfuckers like me. Because let's be realistic. Grand scheme of things, you know, ain't no one gonna be as fucking direct as my fucking trash eating ass. I don't got fucking time to die, let alone time to be nice. So, I mean, I can be decent. It doesn't happen often, but it's perfectly, you know, possible. Yeah, I don't know. It does just make me wonder because like people do actually have opinions that like they've gotten from things, and I don't quite understand certain opinions, and I think part of it might be because of, you know, lived experience. And I think some people's lived experiences, what do we call it? Uh, I don't want to say middle class because the middle class is a scam. That's just being poor while having credit. Uh, I don't know. It's and then there's opinions that I know it's partially just because lived experience and books you've read and things you've heard and people who've changed your mind. I don't know, man. I'm just constantly confused because people seem to have allegiances to anything other than themselves. And that scares me in a certain way. Because really, at the end of the day, my only allegiance is to me. And even then, that's on fucking shaky ground itself. People have opinions, and I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I think everyone's opinion but mine is wrong. Because I'm obviously the most perfect and correct person. Oh, where'd you go to bed? Where'd you go to bed, Mr. Mania? But no, I am very clearly correct in everything I've ever said, and I've never been wrong, and I've never apologized or retracted a statement. I would never be that person who would possibly ever fucking amend a statement or admit they're wrong or be like, hey, I was too much of an asshole in a particular situation. I would never do that. I'm always with everything I say, even if it's just off the top of the head or I'm drunk or I'm mad or whatever. But, I don't know, man. If you're going to be tribalistic, then be tribalistic, I guess. At least be honest about the tribalism. That's kind of my thing. I mean, I don't like anyone except the people I like. And even then, sometimes I have dislike of people I like. That's okay. I don't know. I just life is confusing, and I think people are far more confusing than life needs it to be. Look, my opinion on moving yours right is always an option. My opinion on what was I thinking? Oh, geez, I got completely fucking brain dead. Wow. I just had a fucking hard brain reset. Yeah, get wrecked, Dookie. My opinion on things is always going to be weird. Because I'm a weird person. But people are incredibly... Once again, I don't think I'm people because I'm a lot less complicated than people give me credit for. I just kind of do shit. I just kind of say whatever the fuck comes out of my mouth most of the time. It whether it's heinous or not, for the better and for the worst. It's not or the worst. It's and the worst. It's just whatever fucking... Sometimes I'm capable of restraining myself. Sometimes I'm not. And it's... It's a weird situation because I don't know. I get people have opinions that aren't mine, but also, what the fuck? I eat trash and get excited. I get excited for trash food. Look, I just personally have a hard time wrapping my brain around having money. Look, there are oppressors and the oppressed, and those aren't mutually exclusive things. And I don't rightly know that I actually oppress anyone. I don't think I have the fucking ability to oppress anyone except maybe Bugs. I oppress Bugs, I guess. I can oppress him.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? I just beat him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think I'm capable, other than like a physical interaction. Maybe I could oppress someone, because I ain't got money. I ain't really got much of a voice. I can't really do nothing. I could be a piece of shit, but I don't really think I could oppress a person. Once again, like I said, I ain't got the money. I ain't got the voice. I'm just a fucking pissed off trash goblin. But like, I don't know, man. Look, here's my hot take. Oh, we are back down to 0 viewers. Even better. Oh, okay. Now I can go in hard because there's 0 viewers. So okay. So here's my hot take. Right. They have ducks at the park, and they don't tell you this, but you just take them. You just take them. They're free. They're free ducks. And that's kind of my general life philosophy. Just do what you want, man. Take what you can. Lie, cheat, steal. At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to survive, right? Hurting someone's not, a helpful thing to them, but it might be to you. I mean, look, my past is a minefield. And I think pretty much everyone's past is a minefield, unless, you're one of those lucky few who had a decent childhood and, were a well-adjusted person at a, in your teenage and young adult years. But even then, there's still 1 or 2 minds, I think. And I think part of my problem is, no matter where you go in my past, you take 1 step backwards and you're stepping on a mine. And I think my problem is I forget that other people also have minefields, and the mines kill them just as dead, or make them lose a leg exactly the same way. It's still a mine. Okay, that was not a reference. Those mines. Shit. Okay, but everyone's past is a minefield. And I think I'm just incredibly bitter and pissed off because every step I can't even fucking look at it, otherwise shit starts exploding. I mean, I burn my bridges before I even cross them. That's what I do. Shh. No free tucks. Oh, Spooky, it doesn't show you on as being watching, so. But yeah, I think part of the problem, once again, I have minefields, and other people also have minefields. I don't know. Other people have futures Reiterance? I don't know what that means. But, I know I'm personally incredibly angry just because, like, my future's more of a, oh yeah, no reference at all. No reference at all to fucking Alex Jones. I wasn't even doing his voice or anything either. But, my future is bleak, realistically. I mean, and I think that makes me a more bitter and angrier person. In addition to the fucking fact that my past is bleak. And I've never said anything about, like, me being... I joke sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a good person. But, like, realistically, I'm not a good person. I really don't believe in good or bad. I don't believe in right or wrong. I think there's things you do for survival, and then things you don't do for survival. That's just kind of how I live. Oh, hello. Oh, it's fucking Elsie. Fucking Sammy's friend. Hello. I guess the point is I'm a fucking bitter, miserable twat. And what the world needs people like me, because otherwise, you know, if there's not me fucking screaming constantly about everything, I don't think the world's gonna ever change. Because otherwise everyone's just gonna be, you know, complacent. And I would rather have apathy than complacency. That's my opinion. Now, apathy, you could still be angry. Complacency, you can't. And I really do think there needs to be more anger. There needs to be more people pissed off. Am I a catalyst? I am a catapist. Oh no! The only thing I'm a catalyst for is people being upset. I'm not the person who's gonna fucking change the world, but I might convince someone who isn't a complete fucking asshole to fucking do something. Ooh. Hello. Hello and welcome. Oh yeah, cool. That was super fun. Appreciate that. I mean, hey, it wasn't a bad looking dick. I'll give it that. Oh. Yeah. I don't know who that was. I didn't check. I gave him a whole couple seconds to undo that, but hooey. The emotion on its own does not get much done. What kind of action is best in an angered state? Throwing bricks. That's my role. I'm not a leader. I'm not a follower. I'm a fucking chaos demon. I don't. I'm here for the bricks and the beer, okay? I'm angry, I'm pissed off. I hate the way fucking everything is. I don't want things to be the way they are. I don't know. That's what I am. I'm the fucking brick thrower. I'm not the bricklayer, I'm the brick thrower. I don't build shit. I fucking tear it down. I'm too unemployed and intoxicated to fucking build a union, which, I mean, to me, unions are a scam anyways. It's just trading your shackles for a more comfy pair. Look, I just want everyone to be down on my level. I don't want to be up on the fucking level of the fucking super rich. I want everyone to be down on my level. I want everyone else to just, actually just live life, man. I want capitalism to fucking collapse so we can all just fucking live in the woods or the desert or the mountain or in the plains and just, fucking chill out and, make our own whiskey and sit on the porch in chairs we made ourselves and just, live life. Not. Yes. The answer is Diogenes. That would in fact be my favorite philosopher. 100%. Man lived in a fucking barrel and, beat off in fucking, what's his name? Fucking Socrates. It was Socrates, right? Or was it Plato? Either way, he would fucking beat off in people's fucking lectures and stuff like that in the back, or man would just even though it was impolite, he would just he would buy food and immediately eat it right in front of him and be like, yeah, fuck you, I'm eating it in the market, fuck you, this is my life, I do what I want. Yeah, we do. And that the artificial life, it's frustrating to me. It's frustrating to me because I'm expected to live in it. Right? I don't want to fucking live in it, but there's nowhere I can go to not live in it. Oh no, I know it's Socrates. I know, but the fucking Bill and Ted, Socrates. That was the joke there. But it's look, we didn't have capitalism. Well, this isn't even capitalism anymore in the US. It's the fucking new capitalism. Post-capitalist hellscape. It's vulturism more than it is anything. It's you can't do shit. You can't fucking exist on your own. I just want to fucking live in the woods, man. But why I gotta have a fucking government everywhere? Why can't I just fucking be queer and, why can't I be queer, grow tobacco, and, make whiskey and grow my own food and hunt out in the woods. Why there gotta be fucking laws and shit? Yeah, I don't want a commune though. That's other people. I want to be. I want to be left all the way the fuck alone. I just want to fucking sit by myself. I don't know. With people, like I don't know. Yeah, well, I I understand that most people need a tribe. I've spent most of my life, just with fucking gutter kids and trash people and the homeless and I don't know. There doesn't really need to be a tribe. You could just fucking exist. You just live off the land. I don't know. So what if fucking humanity dies off? It's better for the earth. Everything's fucking shit. Plato wasn't his real name. They called him Plato because he had a flat face like a plate. I don't know that. I'll take that as fact. I mean, honestly, Stone Age living, I mean, not a bad sounding thing. Yeah, no, humans dying off is going to be better for the planet, just objectively. I mean, I don't know, man. Well, here's the thing. If we just existed how we used to, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Or we could exist even with everything, but like we don't need to have constant mass-produced everything. We live in a world where like I live in hell. I live in hell, but you know what? I have an infinitely better life than the majority of people on the planet. Like, my life fucking sucks. I ain't got shit. I ain't got shit to my goddamn name, and I probably never will. But you know what? I am so much more fucking privileged than the vast majority of people on the fucking planet. Like, there are fucking like I'm lucky to be me and where I am and have the ability to fuck off from a worse place to a slightly better place. Some people don't even have that. Like there are people in like fucking Cameroon and like Nigeria and like Benin and shit like that. India. Half of fucking Southeast Asia. They can't do shit. They live in fucking rural villages. If they even live in a village, and they're expected to live in fucking under capitalism without the ability to fucking do anything about it. So they're just stuck, they can't even get jobs because the jobs they do will let them buy like fucking bread. And that's it. Like they'll work 40 hours and all they can do is like buy a loaf of bread. And like, but yes, no, we can in fact learn from things they do right. That is the thing. We probably should be living like that, subsisting on our own. I would love to do that. But once again, I'm not fucking allowed. I can't just I'm not allowed to fucking walk into the woods and just, hey, I live here now. Because fucking private property is Private property is a fucking scam. Government property is a scam. The goddamn government's a fucking scam. What the fuck do they do? Oh, yeah, these laws do so much good because people are still doing the fucking heinous shit. You know, why don't we live in a world where our neighbors help us out? You know, I want a world where our neighbors are the ones fucking watching out for us, not the goddamn pigs. Because you know what? The neighbors aren't going to fucking shoot us dead for doing something that they think is, you know, slightly off base. But the fucking pork patrol, that's what they goddamn do. Goddamn fucking brown shirt fascist motherfuckers. Wait, no, sorry. Actually, I forgot. I was assigned to being a right-wing authoritarian. I'm sorry. I completely forgot that. Well, yeah. I mean, hey man, I've pretty much always been roughing it. I mean, you know, there was a point in my childhood where I wasn't. There was a point in my young adult life where I wasn't. But for the majority of it, I mean, to be fair, most of my childhood when I was roughing it, I didn't fucking know we were roughing it. I just kind of thought that's how it was. But like the majority of my adult life, I don't fit in anywhere. I'm incapable of acting like someone or something I'm not. And I understand that makes people uncomfortable and upset. And I get that, but I'm also not allowed to not be involved in it because they fucking force me to. I don't want to be around people. But here I am. I have to. I am obligated. Because where the fuck else am I gonna go? Like I said, I can't just fucking walk off into the woods and be like, okay, hey, this is just unowned property. This is just unowned land. I'm gonna live here and I'm gonna make a homestead. You can't fucking do that. You need to fucking buy it from the government or someone else. Well, what the fuck? Why? What? They're not doing anything with it. It's just, especially the government, it's just fucking trees. Private property is a scam. Personal property is not. Okay? And what the fuck's the point of goddamn fucking, you know, renting? What the fuck is renting? Renting the way it is only fucking exists because, like, motherfuckers had money and bought off a bunch of houses and, like, land and then put fucking buildings in. We're like, hey, so you can't afford to live. How about I let you live and you can barely afford to live? It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, a lot of people definitely did. Well, I mean, especially if, you know, you were, you know, a young adult or a teenager or a kid during the whole fucking, what do you call it, the real estate market collapse in fucking '08 or whatever. Because, whoo, that was a fun time to be a teenager. And yeah, we are the only creatures that have to purchase our fucking resources. It's goddamn bullshit. No, it's so much fucking bullshit because I could go out right now and I don't have a gun. I don't have a fucking knife. I don't have anything like that. But I could go out right now and I could set up some fall traps to kill squirrels and rabbits and shit like that. But if I did, I'd be poaching. And I can get fucking arrested and thrown in goddamn jail. Well, what the fuck? I work 40 hours a week and I don't pay enough to fucking feed me and my boyfriend. But I'm not allowed to go out and just get food. And then people give me shit for eating out of the goddamn trash can at work and shit like that. Like, well, don't fucking throw away your food. It's perfectly good food. Set it off to the goddamn side, motherfucker. Why? Why? Just put a fucking note on it like, hey, didn't finish it. Someone can eat it. And then I'll fucking eat it and I don't have to fucking dig it out of the trash. Or, you know, I could get paid enough to actually fucking afford my own goddamn shit. Or you could just let me fucking go fucking get my own goddamn food. I'm not allowed to fucking forage. That's illegal too. You can't just fucking be like, oh hey, there are apples on this tree. I want a couple fucking apples. Or like, hey, ooh, there's some mushrooms on the ground. Ooh, those are actually edible mushrooms, not toxic or hallucinogenic. Can't eat fucking. You can't have fucking shit. Hey, it's Kevin. Hello.
Yo.
So, I have no idea if you've been watching, but I've been ranting about the state of the world.
No, I like just hopped on the bus. We're waiting to depart, so I was like, oh, but I saw the link, so I need to join.
I've been complaining about how, well, just now, you know, you can't do shit to fucking, you don't get paid enough to exist, but you can't go out and kill wild animals because that's poaching. You can't go out and take fruit off trees or pick mushrooms on the ground. That's fucking illegal because that's fucking government property or, you know, private property. Private property's a scam. You know, like fucking Halsey said, we are the only creatures on the earth that have to purchase our resources.
Yeah, nobody else cares. Yeah.
And
I was reading about Jainism the other night. One of the tenets is they're like, oh, well, you're not actually supposed to hunt or gather any food for yourself. So, like the Jainist monks, they just sit at the temple and they pray, and they wait until somebody brings them some bread or something. They're just like, yeah. Good.
Jains are strange individuals. They'll like sweep in front of them to make sure they don't step on bugs. But like also, hey, you believe in not killing anything.
Yeah.
Well, then you should kill yourself because your body kills millions of bacteria and shit a fucking day.
But that would be unfair to like all the bacteria in your gut microbiome, right? Like,
I guess
there's bacteria in there too.
Yeah, but then it's a weird fucking thing because it's like, okay, so is it worth killing all of the bacteria on your skin and in your body, or like I don't know. I feel like their religion's not well thought out and not understanding the fact that bacteria exist.
Yeah, they definitely don't account for that. Also, you could probably like eat the dead skin flakes that fall off of you. Like if you were to like you consume those, and then you're just like, yeah, but that's cannibalism, right?
Well, no, that's autophagia.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're eating someone else's dead skin.
Right.
In which case, I'm not sure what that qualifies as. I don't think that's cannibalism. I think that's just being weird.
Yeah, it's like eating your boogers or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dying.
Well, okay. Halsey says self-serve garden. Yeah, I would love to make a garden, but like where? I live in a fucking motel room because I'm not allowed to fucking live anywhere because I don't have fucking credit because I didn't put myself in debt, so I'm being punished. and I don't make enough money to save up to live in a real place. So it's like, why the fuck does it cost more to be poor?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think that's part of the capitalist scheme thing. Yeah.
I was gonna say I know why. The system's working exactly as intended. It's just bullshit is what it is. The imaginary
I'm sorry, I'm
yes.
just like super paranoid because I haven't like totally left work yet. I mean, I'm off the job, but I'm just waiting for the bus to depart, so I'm like super paranoid.
Oh, you're fine.
Anytime now.
Halsey says, no, I mean the imaginary utopian village. Yeah, that would be ideal. I mean, what I want to do is have money. Bye, Kevin. I'll see you later, probably. But what I would like to do is buy like an abandoned motel, like somewhere out near a rural area, and just, you know, this is me when I have stupid money. Oh, Kevin's back. But
yeah, I kicked myself out. It's because I'm on my earphone. Yeah.
But what I want to do, you know, buy an abandoned motel or like an old shitty rundown motel somewhere. This is me if I had money, or you know, if everything collapses, in which case I'll just take it over. But you know, somewhere near, you know, area where there's dirt, and you know, just let people live there, and you know, be like, hey, so there's not really any rules. You know, don't fucking hate crime anyone. Don't be a fucking piece of shit. You know,
well, you definitely need some type of like a community supervisor to make sure that those rules get followed, right?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I don't believe in cops, bosses, or politicians. I don't think any of that shit's fucking necessary. I think.
Do you think people just regulate themselves?
No, I think we regulate each other. I mean,
okay, so they'd just be held accountable by their peers if they broke the rules.
Yeah, and you know, the rules being don't be a dick, help fucking grow the food, or you know, keep the place clean and you get food, or you know, some bullshit like that. You know, fucking contribute something. You know, do basic.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds great in theory, but I think, didn't we try that? And that's why they were like, okay, no, we need like a system of some kind.
Wait, hold on one sec. All right, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of fucking. I get it that this shit probably won't happen unless, you know, the entire fucking governmental apparatus fucking collapses and society itself stops to exist. But we lived like that.
Reboot. Yeah.
We lived like that for a couple 100,000 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, you know, people still survive to come this far. So, I mean, it's not like everybody's going to die or anything. A lot more people would probably die, though.
Yeah, and you know that, I hate to say it, might be a good thing if, you know, some people fucking died. Because, like, I don't know, man. It's incredibly frustrating to me because, like, I can survive with nothing. And then there's a bunch of people who fucking complain about it being hard while having everything. And it's
I want to throw a wrench into your cynicism here, though, and say that today I got good news because some upstanding member of the community found my car keys and turned them into the public library because my library card was attached to the car keys. And so, like, that's actually there waiting for me. And they, like, texted me to be like, yeah, your keys are here. Somebody turned them in. You know, I don't know. So that part of the system kind of worked.
Well, yeah, no, that's not part of the system. That's people being people, right? That's what happens when there isn't society. That person didn't have to do that, right? They just did that because they wanted to help out their fellow man.
Ape. No. Their fellow ape,
Well,
damn it.
Yeah, fellow ape. Sorry. But
yeah,
am I wrong?
No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
That's the world I want to live in. I want to live in the world where our neighbors are our neighbors, not just people who live near us. I want to live in a world where we don't need these fucking institutions. It's just someone being like, oh, hey, bud, found your shit. It's over here. Grab it whenever you want. I want to live in that fucking world where that shit happens all the time.
But if we didn't have the public library, you know, funded by taxes, then, you know, there would be no institution for those keys to be received at, right? Like, or would it just be a different institution, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, you live in the fucking city. I don't. No offense, most city people ain't gonna fucking survive if everything collapses.
No, I get you. So there would be like a wooden box, like an old birdhouse at like the third turnout on Route 59 or something, and you know that'll be the
yeah. You know, you'd be walking down Highway 3, and you'd be like, oh yeah, someone found my fucking thanks for putting it in the box on Highway 3. Yeah.
Oh, that's precious.
Hey, man, if everything collapses, Highway 3 is going to be a fucking great place to walk down.
Yeah, and your keys will probably be irrelevant. Like, at that point, you'd be like, walk what? Right, who cares? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Highway 3 is fucking... It's certainly I hated it. I hated it so much.
Oh, is there a Highway 30? Is there an actual Highway 30? I thought we were just making up random.
No, 3. Okay. Highway 3. That's in California, right?
Wait, which one?
Highway 3. Or is it 30?
No,
the one that goes through fucking LA?
It might be down there, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's like this big fucking 8-lane each way highway.
We've got 5. You're thinking of 5, I think. It's the I-5 that goes down there, yeah. 5, 80, 1, and 101 are like pretty much the big main ones. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was close. I thought it was 3. It might have been 5.
Yeah, you're thinking of the 5, yeah.
Like I said, it's this big fuck off, like I said, I think it's like 8 lanes or 6 lanes each direction.
True, yes.
Yeah, which I fucking hate that kind of... Look, going to Chicago's bad enough because it's like 4 lanes either direction, and motherfuckers will be going at like 187 miles an hour and then getting passed.
Yeah, I was going to say that's great about the 5, because if you're down in LA, you'd be stuck in traffic for days. You'd be in like 8 lanes of traffic doing 2 miles an hour. But once you get up north, there's like 2 lanes and everybody does 90. The speed limit is actually 70, and it increases like once you get past Sacramento.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Y'all's traffic sucks but y'all at least know how to drive. Go to Chicago. No. No one, no, that's a lie. People know how to drive. They just don't.
They just don't care.
Stoplights mean nothing. Speed limits mean nothing. School zones mean nothing. None of that means a goddamn thing. No right turn on red. That doesn't mean fucking shit. You just go whenever you can fucking go. And if you don't go the instant you're capable of going, whether it's legal or not, people start screaming and laying on the horn. They'll like fucking get out of their car with a fucking tire iron or a gun, and you're like, holy shit, man. I'm just trying to be normal here. I don't know why y'all think the rules don't apply to you. I mean, I don't think rules are a real thing or reasonable. Rules are a scam, but also, like, how are you not getting pulled over constantly? How are you not in jail? I'm just trying to not be in jail. I don't want to be fucking... I don't want those shackles. I prefer the shackles I currently have, thank you.
Well, see, that's why nobody calls the police, because they're too busy running, and then they don't get a description or a license plate number. They're just like, crazy guy with a tire iron, It's like, all right. Yeah. But, yeah.
Well, you just described, like, 87% of Chicago right there with that sentence, so...
Yeah, we were kind of discussing that earlier with just so many people pulling into the bus terminal, and it's like, okay, this is a bus stop, and they're like, I'm lost, I don't know what's going on, but in reality, they're just like, I don't want to drive around the block because that inconveniences me, so I'm just going to drive directly into the bus terminal because nobody's going to stop. So, yeah.
Well, you want to know what the worst part about Chicago driving is? I know why they drive how they do in Chicago. Because here's the thing. You don't get a sign that you need to turn or it's a turn lane until you're already in that lane.
Right.
So, like, there's no way to possibly know. And their signs are fucking tiny. So even if they have one, you're not going to see it until it's too late. And you're like, when you get up to the fucking light, you're already past the fucking sign. Right?
Oh, yeah,
it's fucking
ridiculous.
Behind you now. So you can't even fucking possibly know. So, like, I get why in Chicago they fucking do that shit. Where they're just like, go fuck yourself. And it's like, okay, yeah, no, fair enough. Like, I'm from the rural Midwest where, you don't know where you're going unless you're from there, in which case you know where you're going. But at least there's signs.
Yeah, but it's like, some people just don't pay attention. Like here, there's like 8-foot tall, like signs posted on every corner. And there's like 8-foot tall letters posted like on the street itself, and people are still like, I didn't see that, like, oh, then you must be legally blind and you shouldn't be driving, right? But no.
Oh yeah, no, I am. Well, you probably get this. You've been biking a lot recently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. People will just be like, "Oh shit, I didn't see you." Really? You didn't see me? Yeah, I understand you didn't see me, but you didn't. You stopped in the middle of the fucking bike lane.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, bike lanes. They don't care about those. That's part of their turning lane or something. Yeah.
2/3 of your cars passed the stop sign already. It wasn't like you stopped and, like, creeped out. You didn't stop until you were halfway into the fucking road.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of that too. California, we're bad about doing the California stoppies, but yeah, if I see a bicyclist, I'm like, no, I'll pass, like, let him go. One of my worst fears out here is not just being hit, but a hit and run. Because I know like 3 people who have been hit and run on a bike, and people just take off. I was like, okay. You can at least stop and make sure I wasn't dead, you know?
I got, this was, Jesus Christ, like 10 months ago or something. But I was biking. I'm in the road. There's no bike lane. The sidewalk's under construction, so like I'm on the shoulder. And I'm biking on the left side of the road. They tell you you're supposed to bike on the right side of the road, but it's like, no, I would rather see my death coming. Thank you. Like,
yeah, no, look him right in the face like a deer, you know? Yeah.
well, yeah, it's like, I don't want to get fucking hit from behind and just fucking get dead. I want to be able to see someone doing something stupid and be able to get out of the way. Right? You know, like, I want to not die. I don't want to live, but I also don't want to die.
That kind of seems worse, though, because if you think about, like, that whole theory where it's, like, the last moment of your life is, like, your eternity, and it's, like, that moment of fear where you see the headlights coming, and it's, like, you have to spend eternity like that.
Oh, no, I would rather have that. I would rather have that than that eternity of confusion. That's me personally. But anyways, so I'm on the left side of the road because once again, I'm not going to fucking cross the road to bike on the right side of the road just to cross back over so I can turn left on the highway. That's fucking bullshit. Fuck you. It's fucking stupid laws. Whatever. But I'm biking on the left side of the road and I'm like in between a gas station and a strip mall. And some motherfucker turned right incredibly sharply, clipped me, and all right, well, I'll save the story until Kevin comes back. Unless Kevin doesn't come back, in which case, you know, I'll just tell the story without the particular ape individual. You know, I might put some food in the microwave. I have some food I could eat. And like a beer and some change. Yeah. Well, you know, I'll give it a second. I'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, yep. Back.
Yeah, now I'm actually freaking out on the bike. I just got off the bus, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. But I got clipped by someone. They turned right way too sharp. I was very visible. And they clipped my front tire, I think, on the bike. I don't rightly know entirely exactly what happened because I was minding my own business and suddenly, you know, was off the road. And I wound up having to hop up over the curb and then trying to, like, get my way in between construction. And I wound up with my front tire hitting a tree and my whole bike and me going all the way up. And, like, the top, thank fucking Satan I was wearing a helmet. Because my helmet smashed. No, it wasn't a tree. It was fucking, what do you call those things? Telephone pole. My other option was hitting the tree, I guess. But I wound up smashing up against top of my head telephone pole. Just fucking, and like no one stopped. It was like 1 p.m. on a Tuesday or something. No one stopped, no one cared. Person just kept on driving. And it's like, wow, okay. Thanks, New York. I've been clipped by cars 6 or 7, maybe 8 times. I hate it. I want to die. Stop. Just because I'm cynical and nihilistic doesn't mean I want to be dead.
Yeah, right. You're like, or you know, at least they don't want to feel anything on the way out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm already here, so I'm gonna stick around and make everyone's life as inconvenienced as mine. I'm gonna make. That's my job, apparently.
Yep. Yeah, we're here to fuck with people. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have nothing else to do, so why not?
Oh my god! So now that I'm free, now that I'm free and there's no witness, I wanted to punch so many motherfuckers today. Take me home. No more 6-day work weeks for me.
Hell yeah.
I feel like it should be Friday already. Oh wait, it is. Damn it.
Well, nothing's free but time when you're so goddamn poor. And even then, haha, that time costs a lot too.
Yeah, that's what kills me. They always say time is money, but then it's like you don't earn shit unless you work overtime. It's like, oh yeah, and then this whole like, oh, well, we have the 8-hour workday. It's like, yeah, good for you. You have fucking. I don't make shit doing 8 hours a day. I don't make shit unless I do the extra day or the extra hours, one or the other. It's like, fuck.
Yep. That's kind of the problem is, well, we don't pay enough. Like, there are other countries where, like, people have, like, 28, 32, whatever hour work weeks. And they still get paid more than us. Even though we work 8, 12 more hours. Like, what the fuck? And then, the fucking people up top, like at my job, they have a TV screen that's like hooked up to like a computer that shows like fucking PowerPoint slides, and they'll randomly show like how much money they've made every month. And like every time I do a job, I see how much money they're fucking making off of it, how much they did it. And it's like, wow, so this took me 40 minutes. So we're going to call that what, 13, 14 bucks. And you made $455. Subtract the material cost and the cost of the person who printed it. You're making $400. And I get what? Like, and then when it's a fucking bigger job that's like $80,000 fucking dollars or some bullshit, it's like, okay, this took me 6 hours. I did this 6 hours today. I'm gonna do it 8 hours tomorrow, and maybe 8 hours the next day. So you've paid 2 people to work 2.5 days, something like that, and you made like $80,000. And you have the audacity to fucking get mad at me for being poor? I know how much money you make, motherfuckers. You post it everywhere. I have to look at how much money you make when I'm looking at the goddamn order jacket. But like, I eat trash, and the people up top have fucking millions. What the fuck? How is that remotely okay?
Yeah, it don't make a lot of sense. And then like people I work with, it's pretty much like they're supposed to do the same thing I do, except they get to drive around in their vans and they don't even like get out and walk around, It's like, but that's what they're supposed to do. And then they laugh about it. They're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to get out and walk around like you, huh? And I was like, oh, really? That's interesting. Because I thought you just got paid to, drive up here and sit in your van. But apparently you actually have a job to do.
Well, I mean, look, when I did security, there was a point where we had those. Do you have the scan stickers where you have to use the app on your phone to like scan that you like went to a place?
Oh yeah, we don't use those, but they do have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had a zebra printer in the office. So I just printed them out as barcodes instead of QR codes. I took a picture of them, got them set up to be barcodes, because they do the same goddamn thing. It was a really wide barcode, by the way. But then I would just bloop, and it would show up with the same fucking thing. And it's like, cool. I can just cheat then. I can just have a piece of paper with all the fucking things on it. Because it's like, if you're going to be paying me fucking $8 an hour, let's be realistic. You're not getting real fucking work done.
And the other tricky part about that is, like, with ours, they're supposed to be GPS tracking you, but it's like, how often do they actually check the GPS? Like, if they don't have a reason to.
Yeah, well, the problem is it's not accurate enough where it's like, oh, you're not going to be able to tell if I walked 100 feet to this fucking location and blooped it, right? I can look out the window and see that there's nothing happening there, so I'm just going to fucking scan the goddamn code, right? But I leaned out of my chair, looked out the window, and saw it. I'm not going to go out and fucking walk out there and be like, hey, is there anyone here? No? Cool. Awesome. Fuck that. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to finish my fucking sandwich. Fuck you. Like, I'll eventually go out there and do my rounds, but,
especially if you're on, like, a big fucking empty site. Like, I used to do that when I was doing construction sites. Like, I'd pull my car in, I'd lock the gate, I'd put my car in front of the gate, I'd walk around, okay, everything's clear, and then I'd go sit in my car. And I'm like, unless I see somebody hop that fence, there is no reason for me to keep patrolling. It's like, it's just fucking ridiculous.
Well, and, like, I've been places that are like, yeah, just, like, walk out and do a round once or twice a night. Rest of the time, just stay on cameras and just look at shit. And it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Some places are like, nope, we need you to all night patrol, wander around, keep on, and you need to be on time every goddamn spot. And it's like, fuck you. It's
See, that is why I like where I'm at now. It's very situationally specific. So it's like, I go out when the bus pulls up. When the bus pulls away, I go back to my office. That's it. It's like, I just go make sure there's fucking no issue with the driver, no issue with the passenger, nobody's fighting on my fucking platform. Okay, I can go back to my office. It's like, okay. So that's, you have something very specific you're actually watching for, and there's, actual activity. It's not like, oh, go make sure everything's the same as it was an hour ago. No.
Well, yeah. And one place I worked, I was working third shift, and they only ran first and second shift. So third shift, I was just like wandering around. I was wandering around an empty factory, an empty warehouse, and an empty office. And they would be like, "Oh, hey, if you see anything fucked up in the warehouse or the factory, you should take pictures and send it to us so we can make sure." I'm like, "No, fuck you! I'm not gonna rat on someone who fucking didn't wrap a pallet right. I'm security, not quality control, you motherfucker. That ain't my fucking
also,
job."
That be like part of your company to where, like, I should have to worry about that. Like, I imagine you're probably subcontracted, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, that's not even my politics.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, that's not my job. I don't work for you. I work for a company you contract out. And that company contracted me. So I'm a contractor's contractor. I'm not an employee of anyone. Fuck you. You want to pay me more? You want to hand me like $20 at the beginning of every shift? Sure, I'll do that. Why not? But if you ain't paying me, I ain't gonna fucking rat on someone who wrapped a pallet wrong or, broke a pallet or, some bullshit like that. Fuck you. I don't care. It's not a danger to anyone.
I'll tell you when I did, though, like, as far as pallets I can go. when I was doing bottling, that was dangerous as fuck. If they'd stack that motherfucker wrong, and you'd have to physically like pull the wrapping and the nails off the pallet while it was full of bottles. And so you're like working around the bottles, and if they stack it, just so, then you end up busting bottles, and you got to clean up the glass and all that good shit. And it's like, no, I'm gonna say something about this guy's fucking forklift driving today, but that's only because I'm on the tail end of it,
Well, yeah. Once again, I'm not. I don't work there. I don't fucking. If it's something that's obviously dangerous, I'll take a picture and be like, "Hey, this is something. I'm required to report anything objectively dangerous." But like, if it's just wrapped ugly, or not perfect or wrong or something, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if there's a random chunk of pallet on the floor. That's not my job. Whatever. It's just like a chunk of wood slightly separated from a pallet. No one's gonna fucking trip on that unless they're walking on the goddamn pallet for some reason. In which case,
you also shouldn't do.
Yeah, they would. And it's like there's no one here to fucking walk on it except for me. Like the most I'm gonna do is pick that chunk of wood up and toss it in a trash can. I'm not. Look. When you pay for a security guard, you're not paying for a rat so much as you are paying for someone to make sure no one has anything to rat on you for. You know what I mean?
True
like,
that, yeah.
If you want to pay me to be a rat, sure, I'll take the money.
I think that's why people have always liked me as far as like, the employees go, is that, when I'm working with the public and the employees, it's like they gossip to me and I don't tell people what other people tell me about like their coworkers. You know what I mean? So I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But it's like any other guy. It's like, yeah, I could go around and be like, oh yeah, so and so is talking mad shit about you. You know what I mean? But I don't do that. So everybody's always telling me, so oh yeah, I have all the gossip, but nothing to do with it,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's another thing I've always been, it's like, hey man, I don't fucking give a shit. Like, I've had times where it's like, I'm working in a factory or whatever as security, and someone keeps on popping out to have a cigarette. And like, I keep on noticing like every like 25 minutes. And I go out there and be like, hey man, one, this isn't the smoking area. Two, you're leaving the door open. And I can hear that. So like, find a better place to smoke or stop fucking smoking all the goddamn time.
That's been a funny part about the position I've been in. Oh.
The boss man just doesn't like me, man. Like, it's fucking bullshit. I didn't do fucking nothing. I'm allowed to smoke and I'm allowed to have smoke breaks. And it's like, I don't fucking know what the rules here are or care about smoke breaks. I'm just telling you specifically, smoke in the smoking area or find a different door that doesn't have an alarm that screams at me for the 3 minutes while you're having your smoke. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a shit about the politics. I don't give a shit about, like, hey, if it's against the rules for you to be doing this, I don't know if you're allowed to have smoke breaks whenever the fuck you want, but I do know you're not allowed to smoke here from this door, leaving this door open. That's all I care about.
My door ajar, dude. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Once again, some of them scream at you, so you're just sitting there looking at cameras, and suddenly you hear, and you're like, "Fuck, shit! It's 2:30 in the goddamn morning. What the fuck?"
Fuck.
Well, because you've been sitting there, because there's only like 8 people who work there. And you're just flicking through cameras and you're like, wow, this is super boring. Listening to a podcast or whatever, and suddenly it screams at you. Like, hey, man. Pretty sure I make
we used
less
to deal
than you
with
do.
that when I was doing the corporate offices a bit, like with the IT people. They would come in and they'd be like, "Oh, well, I got to load something in through this door." You'd be like, "Okay," and then like 10 minutes later, you have the same door alarm going off. You're like, "No, you're not supposed to leave it propped open. You're just supposed to bring your shit." Oh, they were like, "Oh, I can't just go in and out." And it's like, no, you need to close that door. Yeah, it's like that's a secured door for a reason. Because your IT doesn't mean that you get special exemptions. And it's like just a pain in the ass, man.
No, but maintenance does. I'm just saying. I've had maintenance dudes scare the fucking piss out of me before. Like, I'm walking through an office. It's a fucking 3-story building. I'm walking through. I'm on the first floor. It's at a hospital. It's like an office building on the hospital. I'm walking through, minding my own business. And I see a door slightly ajar. And I go to open it up. And as I'm reaching for the handle, the door opens the entire rest of the way. And a fucking dude walked. That scared the fucking shit out of me. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, man." I'm like, "Oh, you're good. You're good. Okay, you're supposed to be here. You're maintenance." He's like, "Yeah, man, sorry, toilet's broke. I just, I was just grabbing something out of the closet."
Yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
was gonna
"Oh,
have to
God."
tase you.
Oh, I didn't have a taser. I just had a fucking, what do you call it? Not a swagger stick. Swagger sticks are bigger. A baton. Just a collapsible baton.
Oh yeah, well, that's not bad. Yeah, I used to carry around just a little bit of personal OC pepper spray, but I was always like, yeah, I've seen these fail a bunch of times, and then there's like blowback if you're in the wind. It's like, nah, it's probably not. It's a last resort. The baton's a little easier to control.
Yeah, I vastly prefer a baton to pepper spray. I've never had the opportunity to tase someone. I never got my taser. I've worked as someone who was able to have a firearm on the job. Never got my taser ability. They're separate.
I've never had the taser either. My former partner had one, and I got to see him charge this dude up twice. The dude was freaking twacked out of his mind. Just fucking, and it was like totally unnecessary too. That's why I was like, my partner's gonna tase you, and he was like, fuck, and he spat at us. My partner, and that was intense. I pulled my spray too, but I ended up using it. But I was like, dude, this fucking guy's off the hook. And then I even felt bad when he got the second charge. I felt a little bad for him. I was like, fuck, but yeah, at that point it was already done. Like you got to back your partner.
Well, we had a guy. We worked. So like we had overlapping shifts. So there was 2-3 hours where you were alone, usually like in the middle of the shift at this place, where no one's really coming and going. There's not lunch. There's not bag checks. There's nothing like that. But I saw the video. I'll be out of the room shortly. But I saw the video. This motherfucker, he's like 5'4", maybe 140, 150 pounds. And, good guy, nice guy, pretty quiet. He was like the hard ass second shift person. And, I would trade shifts. Like I worked second shift 3 days a week and first shift 2. And, sometimes we'd trade or whatever. And it was a day we traded. And some of these people weren't used to having old Jimmy boy there, because he was the hard ass one, and I'm, the, hey man, like, could you just like not smoke there? Could you just like walk across the road and then I can't do anything about it? Cool. Awesome. I can't stop you from smoking pot if you're across the street. Like, just stay out of the cameras, man. Please. Versus him being like, God damn it, get out now. Now, go. Anyways, like I said, 5'4", maybe 150 pounds. It was, I think I traded my second shift for, so he would work. I think I had a first shift that I traded for his second shift so he could work third shift, because I traded with the guy who worked third shift that day. I don't remember exactly what the fuck, but I was working first shift. And then the next day when I came in, I got to see the video of him on third shift, trying to fucking, he's talking to this fucking dude who's like 6'5" and like 300 fucking pounds of just meat, right? And just big motherfucker. And he's trying to like break up a fight between him and someone else who's a similar size. And the first dude went and threw a punch at this motherfucker, and he threw him. The man was like half this motherfucker's size and just yeeted him. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then the other dude who was in the fight with the first dude started trying to pick a fight with old Jim Boy. And this motherfucker fucking laid him out too. And I'm like, what the fuck is this motherfucker made out of? Like,
I recently saw a mosh pit video that was similar. It was kind of a similar thing. It was like a big 6 foot something tall motherfucker. And he's running around, punches a couple people, and he kicks 2 people in the face. And he comes around the third guy. The third guy just grabs him by the waist, hip tosses him to the ground. And the dude like rolls and gets back up, and he's like, "Oh, okay, big dumb guy," But yeah, this little dude like half his size just takes him by the hip and just boom, just plants him on the ground. And he's like, "Oh, oops!" But he kicked. Yeah, you're just like, "What the fuck, man?" It's easy enough to do though if somebody displaces their weight, if you know what you're doing. So, I mean, I would say like, just if they're off balance or whatever, I mean, you could definitely friggin' just take a leg out from under somebody.
Oh, you're gonna take the leg out, huh? That's racist against Knock.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's the thing.
I thought y'all made peace. Weren't you in Gur's stream earlier, or was that just Stephanie? Stephanie and William, I guess, made up. So we're all good again.
There. I have no idea what the fuck's happening with anything.
There's no more drama. It doesn't exist.
Well, I might make it exist. I am chaos incarnate.
Oh, are you chaos incarnate? Wait, I was like,
I'm your oldest daughter, Kevin.
No. I was like, I have a Facebook friend. Oh. Oh, never mind. I'm not doxing him. Like, oh shit.
Oh, I was muted. Yeah, I like Spooky. Cat just looks at them and they turn to stone. I mean,
like Medusa.
Well, usually I didn't have to actually do anything because I could just be like, man, come on now. Let's not. Like, do we really want to do this? And most of the time people are like, yeah, okay, fair enough. And it's like, yeah, okay, let's. Come on.
See, I've gotten so used to getting in stupid arguments with people that's like, now that's my third reaction. To where, like, today, I had a dude who was trying to ride the bus for free. I had to kick him off. And I've dealt with him before, so I was just like, nope, get up, get off the bus. And then I feigned a phone call to the cops. So he's like, all right. I actually let another rider intervene. So the other rider was like, I'll pull him off the bus. So he grabbed him by the arm, and I was like, okay, don't do that. Then the guy finally, got up. He's like, does anybody have $2? And we get off the bus, and he's got his $2. And I was like, now get the fuck off my platform.
And he was like, "What? What? I don't have to go anywhere." I was like, "Yes, the fuck you do. You need to get the fuck out of here, man." And he goes, "Well, just walk me down here." Like, and then all of a sudden he was like, he started being all cool with me and shit. And I was like, "All right, what's your name? What's your name? All right, got your name." But I was like, for all that fucking bullshit, dude just, he really wanted $2 and a friend. So, all right.
Well, yeah. Haha, dinner's done. Hello, you can hear my microwave being opened and closed, probably. And the plastic wrap being taken off.
I definitely hear that plastic, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Mine's pleather. You hear the rustling of the pleather in the background.
Oh, well, it's fine. This is a fucking lo-fi gutter stream for homeless teens. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, see, I was totally going to go home, but I'd still be riding my bike right now. But I was like, fuck, well, my car keys are on this side of the bridge, and I have to wait for the library to open to go get them. So might as well just stay on this side of the bridge, So fuck them. But
oh, yeah, you have that big fuck-off bridge.
Yeah, 3 mile fucking bridge, yeah. And then the cop basically told me last night, he was like, you need to take the long way home, because if you keep riding through this neighborhood, you're going to get fucking shot or stabbed or something. I was like, yeah, oh, cool. It was like night before last.
It builds character.
Yeah, see, that's what I always think. I'm like, Billy Badass out here, like, this is my hood. But the cop was like, this is not your hood. You better watch yourself. And I was like, yeah, I only have a knife and I'm on a bike, so that's kind of a disadvantage, Can't really stab somebody very effectively from a bicycle, so. But they can definitely throw a stick through your spokes.
Very true. I mean, I've gotten a lot of weird shit thrown at me. The weirdest one was by far someone threw an Eggo waffle at me. Like a hot Eggo waffle. Like hot, like just came out of the fucking toaster Eggo waffle. Crispy and everything. Hit me right in the fucking face.
That's off the hook. It was a partner though, right? Significant other or something?
No, I was biking home from work and just a random dude tossed a hot Eggo waffle at me and hit me directly in the fucking face.
Because I was like, the only people who have thrown food at me that I can recall were like either my exes or like I remember classmates in grade school a couple of times. But I remember this kid fucking threw a fucking Matchbox car. He threw it at another kid. My mom had a home daycare at the time. I was like, I don't know, first, second grade or something. And so he threw, the one kid threw the toy car at another kid who ducked. And I happened to be sitting behind him. So I took the toy car in the face. And then I went after and tackled the kid who had ducked and avoided being hit instead of the kid who threw the car. I was like, you should have let it hit you. And I fucking started bummeling him. That was a fucking classic moment. I was like, oops, wrong guy.
Yeah, I apparently look like someone who is from around here, who is apparently just an incredibly gay man. And I don't know. People will walk up and talk to me for a few minutes, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, sure, cool, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, man, yeah, okay, okay, yeah, just whatever the fuck, because, I'm Midwestern, so it's like, I just want you to fucking shut up and leave me alone. And they'll keep on talking, and then it gets to the point where I get pissed off street kid, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck you want out of me? And they're like, hey, man, like, calm down, Brandon.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't no fucking, I am a Catherine. What the fuck are you on about? And they're like, whoa, shit. no,
That's
fuck,
all right.
you have
I'm
way
a
different
Kevin, so
tattoos.
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. Like, oh shit, sorry, fuck.
Yeah,
No, like,
it's
would you not have queer people around here? So you just see two queer people with like medium length brown hair and like slightly ambiguous ethnicities, and you're just like, yep, same person. Apparently the answer is yes.
pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's like how I get mistaken for being Mexican all the time. It's like I do not look Mexican at all. Like, but apparently I look, Latino enough. So yeah, okay, cool. No hablo español.
Oh, es simplemente, es simplemente para, hablar en español.
¿Quieres
No es un
un
problema.
café, por favor? Oh.
Sí, exactamente. Sí, sí. Oh, tú hablas. Háblame en español.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was mistaken for Well, I don't know. I've been called a sneaky redheaded Mexican once and asked, "What kind of Mexican are you?" Because I can speak Spanish?
The fucked up thing is, I started learning Spanish and Italian at the same time, and now I get the two confused because they are very close. So it's like, but there's like certain distinct
Yeah.
things that you're like, oh, I really fucked that one up.
Well, at work sometimes, one of the machines, it's in English until it hits an error code. Then it turns to Italian. So I get called. We have Wi-Fi. We have computers hooked up to internet. They could just Google it. They never do. I always get called. And they want me to like translate Italian into English. And I'm like, I think this is what this means. I'm like, I think that means motor 3 isn't working. Or it's stuck. I don't speak fucking Italian. I speak Spanish. Like, I told you I could take a guess once. That doesn't mean I speak
close as far as
Italian.
basics go, but yeah, when you're dealing with like complicated mechanics, it'd probably be like, yeah, a little bit confusing.
Well, yeah. And it's even worse when it's like a 3-word error code, and it's like, I think this is what this means. It doesn't make sense to me, but I translated it directly. You have Google, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Google Translate is our god, like, because I'm pretty sure more than 3/4 of my people that I serve now are non-English speaking. So it's like either my Spanglish, or if we need to get sophisticated, Google Translate is on speed dial. It's like, and then they look at me like I'm stupid, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm really trying to understand what you're saying. Like, speak into the microphone.
Where the fuck did I put my other beer? I know I had it in here. Oh, it's right in front. Ha!
It's all your fault. I bought an 18-pack of PBR this morning. I'm trying to conserve them. So like, I bought one IPA for myself, but I'm mainly on PBR and Johnny Walker right now. So
Funny you say that. This is a Pabst Blue Ribbon Extra. Last beer of the night.
there you go.
It tastes like Pabst, but it has a higher alcohol content.
No, those ones are good. I bought the Pabst too, like after we were talking, and I was like, well, I'm trying to have a barbecue in a couple of weeks, maybe, hopefully, like plan that out. And I'd invite y'all if you were closer, of course. But I was gonna, have my my fam over, and I was gonna invite a couple of coworkers. So I was like, okay, so I'll go buy some PBR and hold it in the fridge, because that's easy to do. You just hold
No.
PBR for a couple weeks.
No.
Like, yeah, probably not gonna happen. I'll probably end up drinking that shit.
The problem is it's so fucking easy to drink. It doesn't taste terrible. It's not like super foamy. It's not super bubbly. It's not super hoppy. It's not super malty. It's not super thick. You can just drink it. It's not like Milwaukee's Best where you drink it and you're like, oh, whew, that's a taste, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you get the bitter beer face or some shit, like the commercial. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's not Miller Lite. It has more flavor than Miller Lite or Bud Light or whatever, but it doesn't have too much flavor in a bad way. It's just it's a very drinkable beer, which is the fucking problem with it.
Yeah, Miller is trash. And to be fair, I can get like a 32 ounce of Miller High Life for the same price as a tall boy of PBR, and I would take the tall boy any day. Like, I've tried. I've done the Pepsi challenge on that one.
I mean, I don't mind Miller High Life. Miller High Life's fine. Miller High Life's perfectly drinkable. Miller Lite, on the other hand, it tastes like old bread and feet.
What do you think about the banquet beers, like the Coors, like specifically?
Coors?
Yeah, I'm drinking the Coors banquet beers. I think they're all right.
Yeah, I like those. They're like, I'm poor, so I might buy those for a special occasion. But like, if I had money, I wouldn't. That would just be a pretty normal beer. Like, I'd buy them for like a barbecue or something.
Yeah, so everyone's like, it's super cheap, but it's also like 3.5 alcohol content or something, right?
Well,
like super low. So
yeah, that's the problem. That's why it's like, yeah, that's a barbecue. That's like, it's not. It's a special occasion where, like, hey, you want people to have beer, but you don't want them to get stupid drunk.
Do you drink scotch at all?
God, last time I drank scotch, it's been a while ago. I had a bottle of fucking Blue Label for a while.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah,
Black Label's pretty good too. I am big fan of Black Label. Glenfiddich is pretty okay. Yeah, I like scotch. I just haven't had it in a fucking hot minute.
Yeah, scotch whiskey is like my go-to. I mean, as far as that goes, I try to stay away from bourbon because it gets a little dirty when you go there. But like, oh yeah, the Glenlivet or Buffalo Trace. I think that's a bourbon whiskey actually, but that one's pretty good. If you get a chance to check that out. And I drink a lot of the J Dubs, the Johnny Walker, that like Red Label basic because I'm cheap, but it's still pretty good. I've learned to appreciate it. It's like if you get a glass of scotch on the rocks, it's like piss light, It's like it tastes like actual piss the first couple shots, and then you're like, oh, this is cool. But if you get a smoke, like a cig or cigar, dip the tip in there and kind of get into it, like it creates a vibe. I like that.
We used to have it was it's chewing tobacco, but it's brandy flavored. And brandy is just like condensed wine whiskey. It's like wine aged in barrels and re-fermented or whatever. But like you would get like cherry flavored fucking tobacco. Like they'd make chew out of it, they'd make cigars out of it. Holy fuck. Oh my god, that shit fucking slapped.
I got into pipe tobacco for a while, and then I broke my pipe. I had like a cherry wood pipe, and I got some of that whiskey soaked tobacco, and that shit was like gnarly. That was crazy.
Yeah, I love
Whiskey cured.
Yeah. Okay. I have a cousin, right? Now, you could probably get his name within 5 guesses and how he looks like by the fact that I tell you he smokes Marb Southern Cuts.
Okay, so his name is either Brandon, Robert, or Christopher. One of 3 there.
No.
Did I get them all wrong? No?
Yeah.
Shit.
Starts with an A. He's from Kentucky. Okay, no, this is crucial information. He's from Kentucky.
It's Aaron?
No.
Not Aaron? Okay. Just start going down the alphabet here. No. You can go ahead though. No, I won't try to guess anymore horribly.
No, it's Ace. His name is Ace.
Oh, Jesus. That's really? That would have been the last on my list too, so.
He smokes Southern Cuts. Come on now. He smokes Southern Cuts. That's right on the top of the list.
I recall though a time like what were they? Virginia Slims. Yeah. I was is that the same? Are we talking about the same thing?
No. They're Marlboro. They're just. I don't know if they sell Southern Cuts by you. They don't in New York because they're like whiskey and something else flavored.
Oh yeah, no, they don't allow any of that in California. Yeah.
Okay, they're like they actually fucking. They're really tasty fucking cigarettes. I'm gonna fucking tell you that. They fucking cure the tobacco in like coffee whiskey or something. And they're fine, but like really only the most hillbilly of the hillbillies smoke them.
The only way we can get anything like that is in rolling tobacco or pipe tobacco because they don't sell them tailor made here. That's the catch.
Yeah, which is fucking okay. Hey, I think it's real fucking stupid that New York's reasoning for getting rid of menthols and flavored cigars and shit like that, cigarettes with any flavor that isn't tobacco. Because either, hey, this is unfairly targeted towards the black community, but the kids like flavors. Kids don't like the flavor of whiskey, first of all. And second of all, when have you seen a fucking ad for any cigarette, let alone a menthol cigarette ad, let alone a menthol cigarette ad targeted towards black people in the past, I don't know, since 2006?
Well, California outlawed it years ago, but to be fair, I think like menthol probably does target certain communities in a way, but that's been ineffective. I think but for me, like being a smoker, and I'm a 20-year smoker, and I've tried to switch to vaping, and for somebody who could not find a vape flavor that was satisfying enough to stop me from smoking tobacco, I think that's saying something. Like there's something, people are attracted to tobacco no matter what you do about it. You could just try to create this aversion to it, but that's really like a psychological manipulation. Naturally, people are attracted to tobacco smoke.
What gets me is like, okay, hey, all right, fine. You could take away my wintergreen flavored chew, right? Like, I live in New York. I don't get the fancy shit like blackberry brandy or cherry brandy or apple flavor citrus or mulberry. You know, I don't get any of that shit no more. Whatever, that's fine. I'll take my standard wintergreen. You can take that away. I'm still gonna buy fucking chew. I'm just gonna be less happy.
I have to say, I'm horrified by menthol and mint. Like menthol, I'll smoke it if I have to because it's tobacco, but I hate it. I hate menthol. I hate mint. I feel like the juxtaposition of the feeling that, like, okay, after I brush my teeth, I want to smoke a cigarette, or after I smoke a cigarette, I want to brush my teeth. But if I smoke a menthol, I feel like I'm doing the same thing at the same time, and it doesn't add up. Like, I don't like menthol. I don't like mint, unless it's to, like, freshen my breath from tobacco or cannabis, because I actually want the flavor of the tobacco or the cannabis. So it's like, I don't want mint mixed in with that. Like, it seemed like completely opposite. And I don't understand what gets people off about menthol cigarettes and shit.
Okay, so they have a menthol equivalent of chewing tobacco, and that shit is fucking awful. I'm not a look, like, hey, I'll smoke a Newport menthol. You know, it feels like fiberglass in my throat, but you know, it's a good kind of fiberglass in my throat feel, right? Or like a menthol L&M, same way, you know, it's a good kind of fiberglass in my throat. You know, whatever fucking cheap cigarette, menthol, you know, it's fine. You know, a Camel Crush every now and then, sure. When I smoked, I just smoked Camel Wides, like the regulars. You know, I like the taste of Camel Wides. I have like 3 of them in a pack right now, sitting on my desk. Like,
I've always been a Lucky Strike smoker, and like now I'm smoking
those are good.
The new filtered Lucky Strikes they just brought back out. But for a while there were no Lucky Strikes around. It was really hard to find. It was really rare, and now they're like back on this shelf. But I was always like, oh yeah, the pure non-filtered Luckies, the original recipe was like, it was better than, like, I even smoke American Spirits, you know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, there's no additives, blah blah blah. But you know, it's
American
the same shit at the end of the day. You're smoking for flavor, and you know, for the most part.
But no, which color American Spirits were you smoking? Because that matters.
Oh, blues, yeah, blues.
Okay. Which blue?
Well,
the blue?
Tried to get the dark blue, but I'm a poacher, so I'd take whatever I could get. Yeah.
Okay. All right. See, you know. See. If you know, you know. I like how you knew. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, the dark blue American Spirits do fucking slap. I don't know. They just fucking hit different. I don't know what it is. Well, part of it's they have a lot more tobacco content or nicotine content in the tobacco. I didn't fart.
Yeah, and the type of tobacco where, like, I guess it's the stronger strain that it hits your lungs. So when you take a drag, you feel that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're seeking. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I love it. It's terrible for my body, and I know it every time I smoke one. I haven't in years because I can only imagine what the fuck they cost here. If they were costing, you know, $9-10 in Wisconsin. Oh.
Yeah, just paid, I think, $9.60 for a pack of Luckies over here. So yeah, same deal.
Yeah, like a pack of Lucky Strikes is like $4.75, I think, in fucking Wisconsin.
But maybe I am fortunate to say I'm going through like a pack every week or 2. So I used to be a pack a day smoker, so I've cut down significantly. But yeah, it fucks me up every time I do it.
I go through 3 tins of chew a week. Just about. So To be fair, that's about the same price as someone who goes through 2 packs a week of smokes. So maybe less even, depending on what they smoke.
I was doing 2 packs a day when I was 17, and again, like when I was 25, I did 2 packs a day, and then I was like, okay, this shit's fucking way out of control. Yeah, I was smoking literally every 30 minutes, just constantly, and my lungs are just fucking trash. I mean, and I smoked a lot of other shit too, so.
You don't need your lungs. I mean, I used to have, when I moved into my first apartment, when I was like my first actual, real living place. It was an apartment. I lived there for almost a year. But when I first moved in there, I didn't have shit. And I didn't have a TV, didn't have nothing. I had a mattress laying on the floor and the couches and table that the landlord didn't want to take out. So, everyone and their mother brought me TVs and ashtrays. Because I mentioned I don't have an ashtray, so I just kind of have to smoke out on the porch and then drop it in a can. And everyone's like, oh, can you smoke inside? I'm like, yeah, my landlord told me I can do whatever the fuck I want so long as I clean up after myself. He told me I could have a sheep so long as I clean up and shit. He doesn't care if I smoke inside. It's just, look, let's be realistic. I'm not going to keep random half, if I leave cans of beer around, I'm going to think I can drink them. So I have to do it on the porch. And then I wound up with 2 ashtrays in every fucking room. So I had 2 ashtrays and I had 3 ashtrays in my kitchen, 2 in my bathroom, 3 or 4 in my bedroom, and I think I wound up with a half a dozen in my little tiny living room. Because, hey, you smoke cigarettes. And then I wound up since I have ashtrays everywhere, I could just smoke whenever I want. I wound up smoking a lot of cigarettes. I think I got up to, it was over a pack a day for a hot minute. Plus I was using chew. Yeah.
Yeah, I got used to being an outside smoker because of work and because I had kids. So, long ago, I had, children living in the household. So I was like, okay, I have to go out on the porch. But I was going on the porch, for a while, every 30 minutes or so. I'd be like, okay, I need a break from the kids. I'm out here smoking, daddy's smoking, go back to whatever you were doing. I can see the kids, but I don't want them around the tobacco.
Do people wait? Hold on. Do people?
I tried to avoid having my kids around smoke, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, I wouldn't hide it, but I would say this is bad for you. Stay away.
Oh. My family just smoked or chewed. I mean, look, chewing tobacco. The only hazard you have is if they're spitting it into a can. And, it's a can of Mountain Dew and you're also drinking a can of Mountain Dew and they put it next to yours and you pick it up and drink it. That's the only real hazard with that. But, people would smoke around me all the time as a kid.
I got used to that as well. But, no, we're a bit more cultured here in the sense that we had, social distancing before social distancing, where if your kid came up to you and you're smoking, you're like, nope, stay at arm's length. I have a cigarette. That was the deal. You don't want to burn them. You don't want them to inhale it. Hopefully, you're like, what I'm doing is bad. Don't, take this example on, but you're still doing it. You're so you're being hypocritical, but for me, I was trying to tell my kids, don't do this, but I'm doing this, but stay away from me when I'm doing this. I can still see you, but just stay over there. And for the most part,
Well,
my kid, my oldest, so for a long time, if she found my pipe, because I had weed pipes all over the house, if she found a pipe, she knew it as a light bulb. Now she'd say, "Daddy, I found your light bulb." And she'd bring me a weed pipe, and I was like, "Oh, okay, don't touch my light bulb." And that was,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. My family was pretty much like, "Hey, look, we shouldn't be smoking near you. You have lung problems." My grandma quit, and then my grandpa quit, and my dad switched to chew, and then my lungs got better by the time I was like 6 or 8 or something. And then every family gathering I went to was just constant cigarette smoke. They were just like, "Okay, you're not dying from not breathing, so you just get all the smoke." And I got, hey, this is bad for your health, but also once you become an adult, I can't tell you what to do. From basically every family member. Yeah, they're all gonna sound like either an angry Jewish grandma or that voice, which could also be an angry Jewish grandma. That's not how any of them sound. Well, one of them does, but that's besides the point. Like, my cousin Pam is special, but that's not how I meant that. Well, yeah, I didn't know that was. I mean, we would go to restaurants and people would like smoke around us. Like, we would have to ask for the non-smoking section when I was real young, because like I couldn't be near. Well, my lungs were fucked, and now I'm, well, they're fucked in a different way now, but not because of the cigarette smoke, I guess.
Yeah, no, you only get to blame yourself. Yeah.
Well, it's like, once again, like, my family was just like, yeah, this is probably gonna kill you if you do it, but I can't stop you. Once you're an adult, don't do it now. But I'm gonna do it next to you, so you can like breathe in the excess of the cancer. And then they got shocked that I wound up, addicted to nicotine. That's weird, ain't it?
What's funny is my mom quit smoking around the time I was about 12, 13 when I got heavy into it. And I was jacking her cigarettes because she was buying by the carton. And so I'd go and jack a whole pack of cigarettes. And like, "Do you know where that pack of cigarettes went?" I was like, "No, I have no idea." It's like, and then all of a sudden my mom quit. And her partner kept smoking, and it, I ended up getting weed from that person later on. So it's like, okay, it's a weird relationship just in general. But yeah, cigarettes is like, it's a big one. So my grandma, I was gonna say, like, my grandma, before she died, I went to visit her a couple times. My maternal grandmother, and she was a big wino. She liked to bowl, and she loved her cigarettes. And when I went out there as a teenager, it was like an understanding between us. I could have a couple glasses of wine, I could take a couple cigarettes, and it was unspoken. Like, but she herself ended up dying from complications from diabetes. It was very painful for the whole family. And yeah, at the end of it, she said, "Just remember me like I was. I don't want you to see me like this." I was like, okay, that's a trip. But I just remember drinking wine and watching the Golden Girls with my grandma, and she was smoking a Virginia Slim, and just like,
oh yeah,
okay, yeah, like, this is just really normal, like, we're just hanging out, just two people hanging out on the couch, and yeah, I don't know, you get a relationship like that.
Well, I used to go to the bowling alley all the time because we had one bowling alley that even after Wisconsin bent the knee finally to, no smoking in any public place or whatever, any private business, you're not allowed to smoke there unless it's like a fucking hookah lounge or a cigar store or something. We had one bowling alley. It was the best. It was a shithole bowling alley, and everything was like dirty, and there was a bar, and the bar was like weirdly sketchy. It didn't look bad. It was just like kind of old and dank, and like you had like a little dart room and a pool room and shit. We used to go there, we'd fucking do a couple, rounds of bowling with the boys, and, get some booze from the bar, and you could smoke in there, and it was fucking great. So I actually wound up getting pretty okay at bowling just because I wanted to smoke where I could drink without having to go outside. I like bowling.
That's amazing. Like California, I've never had that. As an adult, I've never had an environment where I could do that. Like I always had to go outside to smoke. But I always felt like that was part of the challenge. Like, well, if you want to be a smoker, you'll have to overcome this obstacle. And it's like, okay, well that like adds another layer onto the habit you're forming. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now you have to go out here and walk 30 feet away from the door. Otherwise, somebody might be addicted to you. I don't know.
They make you walk 30 feet? Okay.
It's 25 feet legally, but yeah, 30 feet. Okay. I mean, yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, you want to know what the rule is in Wisconsin? They make little porches now for bars and shit, where you open the door and you just walk out that door. And
well, to be fair, that's what most people do most of the time. I'm just saying the law states that you have to be at least 25 feet from any public entrance. It doesn't matter whether it's a city building, a private, anything. Like 25 feet
that would put you in the middle of the fucking street, no matter where you are, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just like, hey, the poor people have vices. Let's make it harder for the poor people to exist. Hey, let's tax the fuck out of, soda pop and energy drinks and, nicotine products. Let's do that. And then, the companies confront the cost, the places selling it confront the cost onto the consumer, who is the poor person. That'll help the poors. It's like, no, we're still going to buy these things.
The other thing is the corporation has to actually pay debts to the city or the locality or whatever it is, the state or the Fed on whatever level. They have to actually pay on that. So they're taxing the consumer underneath. Say, oh, well, we're paying an additional cost because your behavior is risky. Therefore, you pay another tax. It's like the health tax on tobacco in California. It's the same thing.
Well, yeah,
and
they double tax
drunk, to be fair. So.
No, you're right. They do double tax you. They tax the corporations, so they jack up the price to recover that money, and then they raise the taxes you have to pay. So then you get double fucking taxed because the price went up and the price went up. So now you have to pay the government for the privilege of having an addiction that the government fucking sponsored back in the fucking 60s and 70s and 80s, right? There's an institutional fucking addiction for nicotine and alcohol that was sponsored explicitly by the American federal government that now we, the victims of this, have to pay for. I'm sorry, and then they act like we're the bad people, and it's like, y'all made this happen, right? Y'all were Y'all were pushing this
Yeah,
for
you
decades.
decided this was a better alternative, right? Like, and I look at like modern psychiatry, and like any psychiatrist will be like, yeah, whatever, take Paxil, just don't smoke cigarettes. It's the same fucking thing. Like SSRI shit, fucking. And it's like, no, like if you understand a bit of psychology, you're just like, this is just a superficial dopamine hit, and we allow these people to keep, like, basically just, it's like the whole conspiracy that drug companies are out to fuck you. It's like, oh yeah, look at the cigarette guys first, because they're doing exactly the same thing you're accusing. What's their fucking faces? GSK or whatever. Those guys. Same thing. Same thing you're accusing them of is what tobacco manufacturers have been doing for years and years. And we already know this because we've had tobacco prohibition, right? Like, there's
Not where I'm from. I don't know where you're from, but I do know where you're from. But
they did.
not in Wisconsin. They did.
For a period of years, it was tobacco and alcohol explicitly, but tobacco was prohibited as well.
Yeah. Well, yep. You have to realize Wisconsin told the government, the Fed, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Hey, do you like having shit shipped through the Great Lakes and down the Mississippi? We can stop that. Hey, we're one of 2 states with our own Navy and Air Force. Fuck, well, actually, they didn't have an Air Force back then. It was prohibition. But they were just like, fuck you. So
I'm so fucked up right now. I gotta say, I'm fucking trash. That's what. Fuck.
How much did you drink?
No, I've had half a pint and a couple shots of whiskey, but I'm tired as a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you're fine. This is a safe space for alcoholics and deranged, mentally ill people. And by safe space, I mean it's a place you can just say whatever you want. Because, I mean, have you met me? God, that mustache does look fucking good on you, though.
I need a cleaning. So, okay, no, all right. I'm not gonna do a stream tonight, but I do have something about being completely terrified of your employer and wondering whether you're gonna have work next week. Are you ever like totally petrified that you're just gonna take it off the schedule? Like maybe your job will just disappear?
Oh, well, I have that fear, but also I'm pretty sure they have the fear that I'm going to come in with a brick and make them not have lives, I think. I think they're about as afraid of me as I am of them, so...
Yeah, pure raccoon mentality, right? Like bright, shiny lights. Oh, yeah. Like, do you think? Wait, as a guard, I mean specifically, do you think that you're supported by your community, like as a whole? Holistically, not it doesn't matter about your corporation, but are you supported as a member of like law enforcement or community service or whatever that shit is?
Depends on where you are and what you're doing. Like,
no, I mean you specifically. I'm asking like how you feel about it.
Well, no, that it depends. Like, if I'm working security at a chemical plant, right? It's like high security. You know, I'm checking people's bags. They've never done a goddamn thing wrong in their life. They've never broken a law. They're good law-abiding citizens, but I still have to fucking ransack them every day. You know, probably not going to be held up as a pillar of the community because my job is, you know, fucking with people who aren't doing anything wrong. Versus, you know, your job, you're probably going to get a lot more respect for, you know, making problems with actual people.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about you.
Well, look, I've
I'm like,
done
no,
jobs.
don't put this on me. No, my job is fucked up, man. It's fucked
Okay,
up.
okay.
But,
All right, we'll talk about me. I've done jobs where I've definitely been like, the community fucking loved me. The people who worked there fucking loved me because it's like, hey, I'm not the hard ass one. I'm just the, hey man, you know, I'm the one who people gave shit to the fucking trans guy. So I would walk him from one building to the other. And if anyone said a goddamn thing, I'd be like, "Arr! Arr! 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 Wanna fucking fight, bitch?" And then they'd back down. It's like, yeah, fucking dog. And then people would be like, God damn. Okay. Yeah, no, you very clearly support trans rights. You just almost killed a man over it. Cool. All right. Go on. It's like,
Well,
yeah, no, I'm gonna fucking protect the fucking weak when I can.
I'm in Cali, so I don't feel like I really have to defend people as much as just like be there. Like, you know, and I've had a couple of people approach me where it was just like, oh, I feel safer having you here, and it's like, okay, cool. You know, that's all I really want. I don't need to like go out of my way to just say, hey, I'm gonna protect this person regardless. You know what I mean? Of what their status is. So it's like it's not even an issue for me, but at the same time I have to kind of cater to all the Karens and Kevins out there. Like, you know, because they're all going to complain about, you know, this or that or the other thing. It's like, no. I mean, like, really, I'm not worried about that stuff. It's very superficial, you know?
Well, with the guy that, you know, I was growling at, yelling at other people for, I was asked specifically because the people who owned the place told people, hey, don't fuck with him. And then they kept fucking with him. And then, like, he asked me himself, like, hey, I just don't want to be yelled at or made fun of while I'm walking from one building to the other. And I'm like, I fucking got you. And later that day, the fucking lady who ran the place walked up to me and I'm like, oh no, I'm already on it. I got this motherfucker. Every goddamn day. They'll walk up, I'll fucking go with them. It's fine. They don't even gotta say shit. I got him. And any motherfucker. Look, this is a place where we're employing special needs people who, you know, are homeless, were recently homeless, just got out of jail or prison or are currently in prison, whatever, on a work release. Let's make this as less conflict as possible so that no one else has to go back in the hellhole, right?
I feel like that lines up perfectly. Like everything I'm experiencing, it's just these people don't talk to me as much. Like sometimes people will talk to me, but I just I guess I'm a hard person to talk to. But it is exactly what I'm looking at. It's like, okay, I need to really just like serve this group of people more or less. Like I'm serving all people, but like in my community, the people that I'm, it's like, it's public transportation. It's just like people want to go from point A to point B, and whatever difficulties they might have doing that. Like, but, it's like less and less. Well, I feel like more people feel comfortable to talk to me. So I want to do that more. But I feel like it's not, ideal. It's not where it should be. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm trying to be more available, more transparent to people, but they don't see somebody dressed in a uniform that way. They see a guy with a badge and they think, oh, well, that's the same old, dickhead, and it's like, no, it's not always that way, but it's hard to articulate that to somebody.
I hate that you're right, because I see a person in a badge and I get pissed off. But I know, well, at the previous job I was mentioning, I worked there a while. Well, longer than a lot of the places I did work, because I was, contracted out a lot. But, like, when I worked there, like, most of the special needs people and stuff, like, okay, we had a schizophrenic guy, and he had real bad anger issues. And he knew he could come into my, like, he could walk up, knock on the door, and I'd open up the room, and I'd be like, oh, hey, Steve. We're going to call him Steve. And be like, oh, hey, Steve. How's it going? What's up? And he knew he could be like, man, I'm real fucking pissed off right now. I just need to not look at anyone. And, like, I would talk to the supervisor, but he's the one pissing me off. And I'd be like, okay. Here, fucking sit in the conference room and play on your phone for a couple of minutes. How does that sound? And then he could fucking play on his phone for a couple minutes. And I'd fucking text the supervisor being like, hey, I got Steve. He's mad. I'm calming him down. He'll be out in a couple of minutes. And then Steve would fuck around on his phone or whatever. I'd bring him a sandwich or some bullshit out of the vending machine. And then he'd come back out and do his work for the rest of the day. Or, people felt comfortable because I wasn't a dick, where they'd be like, oh, hey, so this thing happened. It's not a big deal. Like, my soda went missing. I'd be like, okay, hey, someone stole your drink or whatever out of your shelf in your locker. Find out who it was. I'll make sure it's not a fucking big deal. They don't get in trouble or whatever. You'll get your fucking $1.50 or whatever back.
I'll beat
shit
him
like
up
that.
for you. I'll put him in a headlock. Tell him not to fuck with Steve again.
I loved Steve. He was fucking great people. He was. I saw him actually angry once. I was legitimately afraid, like, because he had the fucking eyes I have most of the time, and I'm like, oh no, this man will fucking kill him. Steve will fucking kill this man. No, Steve. Okay, we're going into the room. Come on, Steve, please. Once I saw him that fucking angry, and I'm like, okay, all right, no, okay, you got the fucking homeless eyes. You're going in the room for everyone else's safety and your own. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. You have no weapons but a ham sandwich, but I don't fucking want to know what you're gonna do with that as a weapon. So. Putting you away from you.
I will literally disarm you with my pinky finger. Yeah.
He had that look on his fucking face. And I'm like, okay, let's go in the fucking room, Steve. And then when I worked because I flipped between, first shift was mostly, people who are mentally ill or, coming out of homelessness. Second shift was people coming out of homelessness and, ex-cons and shit like that. The ex-cons fucking loved me. because I'm like, hey man, just do it outside of the camera. Then it's not my problem, right? I have the discretion to give you a warning. According to the person who runs the place, I have the discretion to give you a warning. Don't let me see it again. If I don't see it and I don't smell it, I have nothing to say. So don't let me see it or smell it. Like, hey, I saw you got weed in your backpack. I have the discretion to warn you once. Because it's not a lot of weed. That's very clearly you're not selling it. It's like 1/4 of a gram. You're going to be smoking that.
I
Keep
feel
it in your
like
pockets.
that's a
I
much
don't check the
shittier
pockets.
job than patrolling tobacco. Like patrolling weed is the far more shittier job. Like you're like, okay, put out your cigarette, punk. But then you're like, put out that joint, mother. Fuck. I like you. Just please go smoke over there. You know, like I really wish I could smoke with you right now, but just go over there. Yeah.
I used to take the bus back with them, and the first couple of times I did, they were like the entire bus was silent. And then one time we had a new guy fucking selling someone weed, and one of the guys was like, shit, 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 shit. And I'm like, shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm off the clock. Go ahead, I don't fucking give a shit. I'm not paid right now. Fucking do whatever the fuck you want. I don't
I
care.
love the smell of weed, and even like when I'm on the job, like I will smell people soak it up. And I'm like, oh, that's great, and I have to be like, please don't do that here, but please actually do that here because I love it. Like, it's so great. It's like incense. It's like,
I just have, well, I'd always tell them, it's like, if it's someone who'd been there for a while, right, I'd be like, okay, look, fucking Greg. We're just going to call him all Greg. I'd be like, hey, Greg, look, here's where you smoke weed. Here's where the supervisors smoke weed. It's a blind spot in the camera. The door doesn't have an alarm. If anyone fucking gives you shit, you tell them old cat sent you, right? They're not going to fucking care. Like, and if they do, they'll fucking be like, hey, so you sent that person here? And I'm like, yeah, they're doing work, right? Like, so long as they're doing work, it's not a problem, right? They're doing good. They're not doing anything dumb. They're not too fucking high. Great.
yeah, no, they're checking out, they're maintaining the system, you know, on the south end of whatever north is, and yeah.
Well, where I'm from, it's weird because, like, you go a bit south and weed is legal. You go across the lake and weed's legal. You go across the Mississippi and weed's legal. Well, it's decriminalized. So, like, it pretty much you go north and you hit where it's, if you go like fucking 10 miles north or 10 hours north, it's legal again. Like everywhere around Wisconsin, it's either legal or decriminalized. So if you're anywhere near the border, it's kind of hard because it's like, well, the laws are incredibly strange on what you're allowed to do now, because it's not illegal to be high, but it's illegal to buy and sell weed unless you bought it in a place that it's legal to. And you're not allowed to have, so long as you don't have any paraphernalia on you and you have the fucking sticker from the place you bought it, is perfectly legal. Unless on some private property where it's not allowed to be. And so there's these all fucking weird laws. So like Wisconsin's just like, yeah, just don't, where I can see it. There's way too much fucking paperwork for this. Also, I don't care. I don't get paid enough.
Yeah, you have to get paid enough to actually legislate, to be part of the, like, who cares, like, what people get paid at the end of the day, right? Like, fuck them.
Well, if I got paid as much as a legislator while working security, you bet your fucking sweet ass I'd be caring about shit.
Wait. I mean, the dock workers, like, right? Like dock workers, they're getting paid fucking probably about as much as we are, but they're they're a union, right? Like we.
Oh. No, I guess it depends on where you are. I worked on the docks in Superior a few times because I'd wander up that way and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, it's you again. Okay, I'll make sure you're on the list. I'll make sure you're on the good to go list." And then you get paid fucking $8 an hour to fucking load up shit and take shit off boats all goddamn day for fucking 12 hours. Maybe there's dock workers out where you are where they're fucking unionized. Most of them where I'm from are, it's day labor or, well, Wisconsin's a right to work state, so there's not a lot of unions.
Well, it's definitely mandatory in San Francisco. I don't know about the surrounding areas, but we have a lot of union activity. And it creates a whole different kind of dynamic. It's more anarchist, right? Because you have a lot more employees vying for particular rights that usually we don't. Yeah, that's what we're doing in California and they've done in New York.
The union still shackles you. The union is still government you don't need. It's just a comfier pair of
true,
shackles.
but it's better than the alternative. I think it's
really.
It seems to be. I mean, well, in terms of capitalist dynamic, at least the worker can get a little bit more out of his daily labor, right?
Yeah. Well, hear me out though. When the union decides you go on strike, you don't get paid. Because the union has decided you're not allowed to work. And then if you do work, you're a fucking scab.
Well, 9 times out of 10 in California, you'll get a settlement out of that. Like, if you're, it depends on your state, but
if you're living paycheck to paycheck already, then what the fuck good does it do for you when you're going to be homeless next week if you get a settlement a month later?
Well, that was true prior to the pandemic, but like for us here, like it's almost impossible to evict somebody post 2020. Honestly, in California, we've put those pieces together, right? Where it's like, okay, now you can't evict somebody, and moreover, it's illegal to deprive a person even if they've been illegally, I should say, unlawfully occupying a space, right? We've made it even harder to evict that person from that space. So I think that's a good law. Like, if you can occupy that space, you should be entitled to keep it.
Well, here's the thing. If it's under a capitalist system, then no, it shouldn't be. Right?
This just has to do with mere property rights. Well, because California is big on property rights, and so is New York. It's like, well, if we have a public or a private, even a private piece of property that has not been maintained, and a person establishes there, well then, okay, we're going to give this person a little bit of property, even if it's, a 5 by 10 space or something.
Once again, under capitalist logic, that's not okay. So, like,
no, obviously, no.
yeah,
Capitalists are, be damned, yeah.
which, I mean, I think private property is a scam. Private property isn't a thing that should ever exist. Personal property should. Private property is bullshit. This is why fucking renting is a fucking scam. Because what the fuck's the point of renting? People bought all the houses, and then now there's no houses for, I don't know, the dirty, unwashed masses to live in. Like, that's how the fucking post-capitalist hellscape works.
Well, plus there is unoccupied space, and that's what bothers me. Unoccupied space that has potential for resources on it, right? You could say, oh, well, this person could grow, X amount of corn here, except you've left it unoccupied. Well, that's not your right. You don't get to just hoard space for the sake of having space. That's really not your right.
Under capitalism and the U.S. government, it is. Which is why we should fucking tear down the entire apparatus of the federal government and destroy all the bureaucracy. Oh, wait, shit, no, I forgot. I'm supposed to be a fucking turbo right-wing piece of shit. Fuck. Government good.
You are in part of the system, yo. You need to act in favor of the system. You can't ever go against that. That's illegal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they will silence you and staple your lips shut in certain places.
Well, I don't think these people understand. If you're fighting for a different flavor of the government, you're still fighting for the government. You understand? Like, these people don't seem to understand.
It's strawberry banana flavored government? Because I've always been in favor of strawberry banana flavored government.
No. Do you want a turd covered in vanilla frosting with the Confederate flag in it, or do you want a turd covered in chocolate frosting with rainbow sprinkles?
I want a new flavor. Cat, I want a new flavor, not the same old,
It's still a turd.
It still tastes like poop? Damn it.
It might not, but it still is. It might taste real great, but it's still fucking shit. That's because we have to fucking dismantle the bureaucracy. It's the bureaucracy that's the fucking problem. It's the federal government. It's the whole fucking apparatus. It's the way everything's fucking set up. It's this fucking bizarre pseudo social contract nonsense that we have fucking built up. That's the fucking problem. It's not the people. It's not necessarily the government. There could be government, and that I would be okay with. But in our current system, there will never be government that I am willing to do anything with. I would rather not vote and die poor and homeless at a young age than fucking participate in this godforsaken hellscape of a fucking pisshole system. It's so fucking fucked, and everyone who fucking participates in this and votes should be goddamn ashamed, because nothing ever fucking changes no matter what your fucking vote does. Voting's a goddamn scam. It doesn't do a fucking thing. Yeah, okay, it'll change a minor thing here or there. It'll put a better person in. You're just voting for a better tasting turd. And that's my opinion. You can go ahead.
Oh, I love Head. Head is the greatest. No, I had 6 different. I am promoting the Cat Cienfuegos channel. Broken Spanglish. But what? And also yes, and also wait, no. I could argue with a few points there, but I feel like debate me, bro, on another stream. But what?
Oh, sorry.
Did I do okay?
No, you're fine. My phone's just. I don't have my
I'm
headphones
not
plugged in.
okay, but I am okay, and I'm going.
You should
I'm
go to
going
bed.
to bed. Yeah,
All right.
that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, David.
Mainly, I am fuck it. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you around, man. Love you. Fucking take her easy, eh?
God damn it. You fucking, I love you, you fucking queer bastard. No.
All right, you
Wait,
have good. I think I'm gonna end the stream. So.